Why did you become a recording artist?
I like music. I used to be in a marching band when I was in high school, and I just like the music making process. Like, I just like it.
How long did you do the marching band for?
I was in a marching band for about maybe two. Well, I was in a marching band since middle school, so I did from the 6th grade all the way to maybe like the 10th grade, 11th grade.
And what high school was this? What middle school and what high school was
I
this?
went to Huntington Middle School. I jumped around middle schools. I went to Hines Middle School, Huntington Middle School. High school, I went to Hampton High School. Oh no, I was in the band in Mitchville High School though. Mitchville.
And why'd you stop?
Hanging in the streets, it was kind of hard to be like in the street and be in the marching band because the marching band used to travel a lot.
And when we say streets, we're talking illegal activity?
Well, it don't got to be just illegal activity, but just hanging in the streets, whether it's playing football in the streets, playing with your friends, or just hanging out with your friends, and that's.
And do you regret that?
No.
Quitting the marching band when you did?
Well, I kind of do regret it a little bit because I was really good at playing the instrument I played, and I feel like if I would have stayed in the marching band, it would have helped me like build this love for music that I have. Like, I would have had an early start because I could have built off of it.
What instrument did you play?
I played the trombone and then I played the tuba.
And what led to the trombone?
I used to go to church, and that was like the cool thing to do, play trombone in church. And then when I switched to tuba, basically I was big, so they wanted me to, play a big instrument.
Did you feel some type of way when they asked?
Nah, I didn't feel no type of way.
Did you try to fight for the trombone?
Nah, because it's still brass. It's still a brass instrument, so it's still kind of the same. It's just a different instrument, but it's still the same. It's still a brass instrument.
Now give me the history. What grades did you do trombone, and then what grade did tuba start?
Well, when I first started in the band, everybody wants to play percussion. Like, that was the main thing, but I was so focused on playing trombone because, like I said, the church I was going to, everybody was like, trombone was the thing to do. So, like, I played trombone all through middle school, and then when I got to high school, that's when they asked me to switch over to tuba.
And now that you had a chance to play both, which did you enjoy more?
The tuba.
Why?
It's more easier, and you kind of get more attention.
Which one were you actually better at?
I don't really think it was I just think it was just your preference. I would prefer to play tuba. I don't think it's to say, oh, I'm better at this than this, but I just think it's a preference.
Because sometimes a person may enjoy something versus something, but they actually might be better at the other thing than what they actually prefer.
Yeah, I just think it's just a preference thing for me. I don't really think I was better at either one because I was kind of good at both of them.
And how does the tuba get more attention than the trombone?
Because it's a bigger instrument. It's like you got this thing over top of your head, and it's like a big old opening. And they usually have the strong bass line, so they always usually have solos and stuff like that.
When you did play tuba, were you the star of the tuba players?
Well, not really, because I was kind of, like I told you, I got out in the 10th grade, so like usually the stars was like the seniors. So I was still kind of like up there because I was bigger than everybody. So it was like I did get a lot of attention, but I wasn't a captain or nothing like that.
How tall are you?
6'11".
And weight-wise, how big?
Man, I don't know, about like 4 something.
You mentioned church here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you follow a religion?
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Why not?
I don't want to say, well, more so because I just educated myself on, I mean, I believe in God, it's just I don't believe in other things surrounded by that. But, you know, I believe in a higher power, but I just try not to focus on religion. I just try to focus on my, like, you know, providing for my family.
How were you raised, though?
Single parent home, mother.
I meant religion-wise.
I was raised as a Christian.
Certain denomination?
No.
And at what point does the transition happen when you divert?
I was horrible as a kid. Growing up, I was horrible. I done did some horrible stuff. But it's just like, as I got older and I just started to see, like, you don't, I mean, it's just kind of like, I know this might sound bad on camera, but it's kind of like a white and black thing for me. Like, I just feel like I don't want to follow a white man's religion, because I just feel like there's more to it than, like, it's just deep history rooted for me, if I mean, lack of words.
But are you able to put an age, maybe a grade, when this started happening? When you started having this realization?
I don't know, like I was like 22 maybe, 23 when I started to realize, like, when you just start to realize, like, it's like you were being lied to your whole life, so you never really like know.
And was it a specific turning point in your life when you make this realization?
When I just realized that, I mean, I think it was a point where I realized, like, you can't even, like, as a black person, it's kind of hard to track your ancestors back, maybe past your great grandmother. Like, that's kind of where the boat stops for me. Well, I'm pretty sure it's like that for a lot of African Americans. I don't really like to use that term, but.
Why not?
I met this East African young lady one time in LA, and she was telling me, like, yeah, she's African. She considered herself to be African. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm looking at her skin, I'm looking at my skin, we look nothing alike. So it was kind of like an eye opener. And then you gotta think, Africa has all these countries associated with it. So it's like, if somebody tell me I'm from Africa, so it's like, well, you know, where am I from in Africa? So it's just a little, that kind of like stuck with me as well.
Now, how did you get into hip hop music specifically, that genre there?
All right, so I was in high school with my friend Mario. He died, but he used to always rap. We used to always make music together, but he was so passionate about it. But I was like, I know I can make music, you know what I'm saying? Because I like to make, like, if you hear my music, none of it is really the same. All of it is just different. Like, whatever. If I like the beat, I can make music to it. So you might hear me rapping to a beat that's got, like, Pimp C used to always say country rap tune. So it's like, you can hear me rapping to some country music. As long as it got a good bass line to it, I can make music to it.
How'd you two meet?
Who, me and Mario?
Yeah.
One day we was getting out the car at summer school, and he was like, man, you in here too? I was like, yeah. But I guess from seeing me around the school, like, you don't really know me, but if you see me enough times, you're gonna be like, yeah, I know that big dude. So we kind of like been cool ever since then.
And what summer school was this?
Phoebus High School.
And remember what grade or what age this was?
I don't know. This was like my. I don't know, cause man, it was a weird time for me, man. When I switched from Hampton High. No, when I switched from Mitchville to Hampton, because I was just all over the place at that point in my life.
Do you have any musical influences growing up? Anybody that inspired you?
I don't want to really use the word inspired, but people that I enjoy listening to, they kind of shaped the way I grew. I don't know. I like Pimp C, What's his name? What's the boy name? Project Pat, Gucci Man, Yo Gotti. I love like Southern rap. I love Southern hip hop, like in general. I love it.
What drew you to each artist?
I mean,
start with Pimp C.
I just feel he was a gangster, but he was like a pimp gangster. Like he was a pimp. Like when I use the word player, I don't use the word player like in the sense of like play women. I use it like pimp, like a player, like you cool. Like you walk in, you get attention, everybody love you. Like that's how I define the word player.
Project Pat?
I don't know, 3 6 Mafia, man. They just had it on lock for a while.
Gucci.
Oh man, Gucci man. He would be really like considered like my favorite, like my all-time favorite artist between him and Pimp C. But Gucci man, when he came on to the rap game, he just stood out to me. I was talking to Zaytoven the other day, and he was just telling me like, man, if you came to Atlanta, man, Gucci man, everybody was like, Gucci man, man, Jeezy. I guess, but I didn't know that Jeezy was so. I guess when you coming from Virginia, you don't really know like what's going on in the city of Atlanta. But so when they both came out, I thought they was on the same level. I had no idea that Jeezy was just outshadowing Gucci Mane.
And what about Yo Gotti?
Man, he just, yeah, man, yeah. I always told somebody, man, if I can get on a platform where I can just speak my mind, I really wish them two can make music, like just, again, together. They made some of the greatest music, and it was like a wonderful time in my life.
What was going on in your life at that point?
No, just living life, hanging out, you know what I'm saying, getting to it. But it was just like the time frame, like they came out together, and they was both grinding. It was just like, man, they was like the perfect match.
Illegal activity back then?
I mean, everybody's involved in a little, something.
Something you're still in?
Nah. I'm just focusing on the music, man.
Ever had a chance to personally meet any of these artists you mentioned?
Nah. I mean, I'm kind of cool with Zaytoven right now. That's my homeboy. I'm cool with Zay. But no, I would love to meet Yo Gotti though, man. I just like his grind. I just like what he do for the people around him, like, and that's my motivation to be like on the same, like, I want all of us, like my friends and family, to like live a comfortable life. Like we don't gotta depend on nobody, and we just, we make each other rich.
How'd you link with Zaytoven?
I was on a plane one time and I was going to LA, and I was looking down actually, and I was telling you like how I'm just a huge fan of Southern music, and I heard somebody say something, and I was like, man, that sounds like Zaytoven. I looked up and it was Zaytoven. So when we got on the plane, they had went into the back, and then I had went to the front of the plane, first class. So when I was in the front of the plane, Cassius J was looking at me like, it's almost like he was looking out like trying to figure out who I was. But he was like, what's up? And I was like, what's up? So when the plane landed in LA, we got the plane, me and Cash got off of the plane at the same time. And I'm like, yo, you think Zaytoven to sell me some beats right now? And he was like, man, hell yeah, shawty cool as a motherfucker, yeah, man. So I'm like, shit, let's do it then. So when he got the plane, my boy Al Nuke, man, that's my boy, man. He a great person, man. But yeah, I talked to Al, and Al was like, man, yeah, call me. We're gonna tell you where to meet us at. So I met him, and we met at the what's that restaurant that everybody go to in LA, man? Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. We met one of those, and Al was like, man, you got the money? I'm like, do I got the money? What you mean, do I got the money? He like, nah, I mean, not like that, bro, but niggas just want to have a conversation with Zay, man, you know what I'm saying, blah, blah, blah. And like, I'm like, hell yeah, I got the money, nigga. Do he got the beats? So then like he pulled out his laptop, and we were just listening to beats, chopping it up, and then I grabbed some beats from him, and then I got some beats from Cassius J too. But we've been like, we've been like cool ever since.
How much did a Zaytoven beat cost back then?
Well, I don't know if this might sound like a ripoff or whatnot, but I was just so overzealous to try to get a beat from Zaytoven. I think I paid like what, $15,000 for 3 beats. But I think I got a better deal from Cassius, but still, it's just like, man, this is Zaytoven beat. You can't pass this shit up. So I paid it.
What year was this?
Last year.
2019?
Yep.
And what about a Cassius J beat?
I forgot how much Cassius charged me, but Cassius gave me a lot of beats. But he didn't really charge me that much. But I know I won a lot, but I know he gave me a lot of beats.
And this was 2019 also?
Yes.
Now, you were the only one on first class on that flight?
As far as, what you mean?
Like Zaytoven, Cassius J, Al Nuke, they weren't in first class?
No, Cassius J was in first class, but Al Nuke and Zay weren't in first class. But I look at, man, they won't got to ride first class. They regular sized people. If I was a regular sized person, I wouldn't be in first class.
Because of your size, do you take, and I'm not trying to be funny, do you take one seat or do you have to take the whole row in first class?
Nah. You know, in first class, there's only 2 seats to a row anyway. But I only need 1 seat.
What's the reaction when someone sits next to you?
Well, recently they just, people are just drawn to me. It's just weird. It's just like people are just so open and just talking to me. People tell me their personal business all the time. It's just weird. It's weird.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. It's weird because I went to school and I got my degree in psychology, but it's just like people are naturally drawn to me, and like people are just so open to just telling me their personal business. But like I was a counselor, so it's just kind of like it's natural for me to listen.
What school did you get your degree at?
Norfolk State.
Now, how did you learn how to rap?
I don't really consider myself a rap. I used to write poems all the time, but I never really, it was just poems because I was really good at rhyming. Like I knew how to write poems and make rhyming, like words was rhyming. Like rhyming schemes, I got the hang of that.
Did anyone teach you?
No, it's just rhyming was just like, you know how some people be good at math and not good at English? I was more good at English, writing papers and stuff like that, and I wasn't that good at math.